And hello, everyone. It is me, Heather, your neighborhood sexuality and intimacy coach. And I'm going to thank you guys for joining me on this late Tease Me Tuesday. But I felt like it was important to go ahead and do it. So do me a favor, let me know if you can hear me. Um, we're going to try to keep this brief tonight. Um, yeah, and I'm going to see if I can get my music queued up over here. Let me know if you can hear that as well. I don't really know why you can't hear me. Okay, but anyway, you said schedule. You wish you could be penciled in. So we're gonna talk about that today, actually, because what I have noticed, especially when talking to different customers and clients and everything, is everyone think it's silly. Listen to what I'm saying. A lot of folks think it's silly when I say, "Look, put your sex on the schedule," and people get upset and they're like, "You're not supposed to schedule it, you're not supposed to do it, it's supposed to be spontaneous, and I'm supposed to want it all the time, and we're in a long-term relationship, and you know I shouldn't have to schedule sex with my partner." But it is very important to schedule it, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm busy. I got 979,482.1 children. I have things to do. And sometimes the things that seem simple are the things that we forget about, sex being one of them, especially if you're, on the grind all the time. And it's so important to make sure you prioritize things. So we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, scheduling sex. It's to me, it's just as simple as anything else. If you want anything worth having, is worth working for, right? So it's the same thing. So today we're going to talk about scheduling it. So I just want to get a little bit into it. A lot of times, again, I just kind of introduced this to you guys already. A lot of couples, when you talk to them, they always talk about the fact that, hey, I would like to have more sex with my partner. I'm really attracted to them, but honestly, time just doesn't permit. And to them, I say a lot of times, hey, this is something you really have to work on and schedule. I'm sorry, I don't know why, but my nose is all of a sudden doing this thing, and I don't even have a cold. I don't understand. I hadn't even left the house since Christmas. But anyway, let me say this though, for those of y'all who got children in your room, please send them out of the room. Even though I think most kids should be in the bed by now, don't have them watching it. Don't do that to me. Don't do this to you. Don't even forget about me. Don't do this to you. Uh, this ain't the time for that. It just ain't the time, y'all. It ain't the time. But let's just talk about it. So, once your partner schedules sex, we talked about a little bit of it a little bit, and one of the things that it helps to prioritize your intimate relationships. So whether or not you're in a marriage or long-term relationship, or you're working toward any of those things, it's very important to prioritize the intimate time and spaces that you have with your partner. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you're always having active intercourse. It also means that you are actively participating in something that may lead to a physical relationship later. So there may be some things that you do. Hey, I'm going to give my partner a massage. We're going to spend time together. We're going to, but we're going to be intentional about this time that we schedule things together. And then what it also does, it holds your partner accountable. So you have this conversation where you both know that, there's something lacking in the relationship as far as sex and things like that is concerned, or, just a little bit more intimacy than you've had, in the past. And what you really want to do is that schedule holds you to it. So if you say, hey, let's get together and talk about it, right? You're saying, all right, and I'm just giving ballparks or something like this, because honestly, sexless marriages, let's just talk about this. Sexless marriages and relationships are defined as relationships where you're basically having less than 4 encounters of sexual intercourse in a year's time. So basically, you're only doing it about once a quarter. So they consider that a sexless marriage. And that's where a lot of people have issues, because sometimes once you get into that groove of not doing it, it's really hard to jumpstart getting back into it. And that's something that you really want to be mindful of and aware of, that that's something that you wouldn't necessarily want to get used to, is being in the routine of not doing it. And so that's why it's important to schedule this. This is just as important to me, when you're talking about scheduling sex and things like that. It's just as important to schedule sex as it would be to, schedule meetings with coworkers, or, something that has to do to develop your business. So you have to go into the same vein of developing your relationship as you would approach developing, business skills, developing a relationship with your boss, developing a relationship with coworkers, even church, family members and things like that. Even with your kids, that, when it comes to things that you need to do with your child, let's say they're on some type of team or something, you would come in, and what you would do is go ahead and schedule. They have a particular schedule that you need to follow, because you want them to be a part of, whatever teams they're on and things like that. And so what people will do is they will prioritize everything else in their life, again, kids, school, jobs and everything, friendships and everything, but they don't see the importance of, prioritizing that time with their partner. That helps you to bond. That helps you to come together. A lot of times when you're talking about taking that time to schedule it, if it doesn't happen spontaneously, at least every Thursday night at 9 p.m. my phone goes off. I got to do this, and we're gonna, we are deciding that we are scheduling this time together. And again, whether it's sex or not, whether it results in sex or not, that time should be set aside for you and your partner only. So when you decide to do this, then you can make your own ground rules. I'm welcoming my Instagram family as well. So y'all see me looking down. I'm talking to my Instagram family as well. So when you are deciding to do this, again, you're prioritizing your intimate relationships. You're also holding each other accountable. So the other thing about this, let's go to our next slide. What you want to do when you're planning is that you want to plan your day or night ahead of time. So whether that time frame is a week or a month in advance, you want to make sure that this is a time that you both choose together. You want to minimize the chances that, you will be interrupted, or that there will be something that causes you to not stick to that plan. So definitely what you want to do when you're scheduling, y'all sync up your schedules, synchronize your swatches. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at your book, and you go, hey, I have an opening this day. Does that day work for you? And then you let your partner decide, hey, this day works for me as well. And what you're going to do is then you can set a schedule. You can set up how much time you want to spend. You can set up what the intention of all that stuff is. So these are things that you want to do within that time frame of setting up scheduling sex with a partner. You want to make sure that you have enough time to accomplish the goals in which you guys have decided that you want to accomplish. You want to make sure that there is time for build up and for the actual act, and then also for the settling down part, the cooling off, and that you have time to just kind of sit with it for a minute. So you don't want it to be rushed, but you do want it to be a little bit more planned than normal. Spontaneity is different. It's kind of like you call in to work, hey, I'm sick, or whatever else is going on, or just, don't show up till later. Or you doing it late at night or whatever. And some people's sleep schedules don't allow for them to have that spontaneous middle of the night situation. And that's understandable, and it's okay. What you have to understand, though, is that, again, being intentional about what you're doing is going to help with the success rate, that you can keep this up, and that it's on a schedule in which you both can follow. So if you're talking about, again, every week may be, far-fetched for some people. because especially if you haven't done it in a long time, where you're that regular that you're doing it several times a week. Once a week may be too much. So start small. Don't put a whole lot of pressure on your partner. You want to start a little bit smaller. So you might want to say, hey, let's do every 3 weeks. We don't even do it but once a month anyway. So let's start with every 3 weeks. And then if that works for a couple of, let's try it for 6 weeks, And then from there, you may decide, okay, I think I can handle, every 2 weeks. So now you're at every 2 weeks. Then you bring it up a little bit more. And now you're like at, every week. And then from there, you can move it from every week to, every other day, or whatever you think the schedule works for the both of you, where you can schedule it in. It's really worth you taking the time and really looking at each other's schedule, plan it out, and really just talk about what you both want to do and what you both agree on. So don't pressure your partner into days that they don't want to do it, or they have something else going on, or have a big project due, then they may not even be in the mood later, and that's okay. But you have to know where you're starting from. The other thing you want to do is lessen your distractions. What you want to do is make sure that during that time, that your phone is on silent or do not disturb. If you have small kids, then you need to put them in the hands of people you trust that won't disrupt you unless there is an actual emergency. During that time, you want to make sure that you're doing that. So those plans that you make for the kids, if you have older kids watching young kids, them older kids know what's up. Pay them well. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Put on long-term movies, order pizza, whatever you got to do. If you don't want to be distracted or disrupted during that time, then it's worth you making sure you have all those provisions in place when you are handling your business. And sometimes, handling your business may need to go down the street to a place that young people are not residing in your home. Sometimes it's necessary to do that. So do that. Also, you want to make sure that all of your chores and housework and all that stuff is taken care of. Nobody feels sexy after doing 4 loads of laundry. I can tell you that. There is no sexy time happening if all you're doing is housework, and then it rolls into cooking and other things that make you feel less sexy. So make sure that, especially, and I'm going to say this, in hetero relationships, most of the time, the women are the ones that take care of all of the house things as well as work things and everything. If you are a man and you are lacking in the department of sexual intercourse with your wife or significant other, be smart enough to go ahead and handle those things. Handle all that before you get to that day. Get the laundry done. Even if you need to hire somebody to come do the laundry, do it. If you need to get some catering done, hire a caterer to take care of that for you. It's okay to do that. Also, again, when it comes to the kids, get somebody reliable that your other person doesn't have to worry about if the kids are with them. What are they doing? That way they're not thinking about that while you guys are, scheduling your time. And then the other thing about that is the less distractions you have and the less load you take off of them, the more they can focus on what to do. And that's what the whole point is. You want them to be totally focused so that this can be a fun time. Y'all hear me, Instagram? Okay. The other thing is changing it up. So variety is key to scheduling your times together. So in other words, if y'all do the same thing every time, I'm not going to be, if I'm doing the same thing every time we meet up in these scheduled times, I'm not going to be looking forward to it all the time. Sometimes you need to switch it up, whether that means going to a hotel, going out, doing some outdoor activities first, going to really plan a date day before you move into that the sexy time. You need to plan some type of date. Whether that's an experience, let's go to the movies, y'all can't be doing the same stuff over and over again. That's another thing that starts the monotony happening. A lot of times people don't know what it is, but they're starting to you get routine, you get comfortable, and it goes to a point where you're just not looking forward to, what's going on. So what you do want to do is find ways to change it up, switch it up, talk about it, be like, listen, I know tonight we have our plan, we're doing the thing, and I just had an idea. I wanted to take you somewhere before we lock down at the house or whatever. I have this special treat for you. You can have something sent to their office, sent to the house, wherever your person is, something that says, I am looking forward to spending this time with you, and it's important to me that you are just as invested as I am. And that's the message that you really want to send when you're talking about scheduling it and sending these, taking care of your partner. So make sure you switch it up. The other thing, y'all, start the sexy talk. I kind of got into it, but get that conversation rolling. Really talk about some of the things that you guys like or look forward to. Like, what, I can't wait to knock the curl out your hair. I can't wait to blow your back out, or whatever you want to say. You might just say, I look forward to seeing what you looking like when you so relaxed. That's just so sexy to see you relaxed and just in your element. I just love it. Just something that works toward the. Now you can get as nasty as you want. That's your business, and you grown. I'm just trying to work some other stuff in too, but nice things you can say. I'm really looking forward to this. This is our special time together. We don't really get to spend a lot of time together, but I look forward to these particular dates because A, B, C, D. And I think it's nice that you can do that and let your partner know that this is something that you look forward to. And once you start scheduling them more and more, you start to notice that you're kind of looking forward to it. And now you're talking about, ooh, remember the last time we did this? Oh, that was fun. Okay, I want to do this now. I can't wait to do this. And you'll see that the conversation will start, and then you get more creative, you get more sexy, you get more, okay, I'm ready to do it. Next thing you know, the spontaneity actually starts coming back with the scheduling because it's something that you're looking forward to. And you're also jump starting those feel good hormones that you probably have been missing out on because you haven't been doing anything. So that helps. Our next thing is, what do you want? What do you want? Just be clear about what you want in that session. In other words, when we are doing this is my expected and intended result. Today I may just want to cuddle with you. I had a long day and I'm going to stick to our scheduled time, but I really don't have the energy to do anything more than cuddle. And that's okay. Set the intention and the expectation so that your partner won't be let down and so that you won't be let down. And you can let go of the disappointment. So if there is something where you have to make a little bit of a tweak to the plan due to life, but you still keep to your scheduled time, you're okay, because you're saying, hey, let me be honest with you. This is what's going on. I won't be able to, I may not be able to swing off chandeliers today. I hurt my back, whatever. But I would really appreciate if we could just watch a movie and we can just cuddle up under this electric blanket or whatever's going on. But make sure you let them know that's what you want. So do that. Our next thing is do it. I was talking. Now it's time to be about it. Do exactly what it is that you said you were going to do. Do it well. Do it often. Do it a couple of times if you need to do it over and over again. Get it right if you got it wrong. It's really as simple. And then also what you want to do during this time is you want to, after it's done, after the deed is done and you all are satisfied with the evening, what you want to do is track the progress. I always tell my clients, and they always look at me like I'm crazy, but I do tell them to keep a post-intercourse log, a little journal to just kind of get into an idea of talking about what you like, what you didn't like, what you like more of, what you like less of, favorite parts, least favorite parts, what feeling did you get at the end of all of this? And it's okay to have those feelings, and it's okay to verbalize, this may not have been your best performance. It may not have been theirs either one of you. But that's okay, because there's something to work toward. If there's something you want to incorporate, say if you hadn't had toys before, this is the time to start saying, you know what, I think what would make this better, I've been really wanting to try this toy, and I wanted to buy it from Heather because she's at Heather's Passion Academy, and she's a BK consultant, and she was showing me these nice little bedroom enhancement toys, and I think I want to order one. What do you think about that? How do you feel about incorporating those things? And at that time, you can kind of introduce an idea of wanting to add a little bit more into it, and that's okay too. And so what you want to do is have those conversations so you can heighten the next experience. And what you're doing, again, is you're creating intimacy, you're forming a bond with your partner, and likely you're helping the relationship to kind of move on and last longer. And then that way there's less of a chance that, everybody's upset with each other, because you're trying. And as long as you put in the effort and your partner can tell that you're putting in the effort, you're doing a great job. You're doing a fabulous job. So anyway, those are all the things I want to talk to you guys about. Hopefully this will be helpful to you. If you need any more intensive help with this particular list, you can always look me up at heatherspassionacademy.com, and you can go there and schedule your consultation, and we'll go ahead and get you some good coaching, and maybe help you out with some techniques and tips that you may not be able to come up with on your own. And that's okay, because everybody needs help, and everybody's relationship deserves to be saved and to be exciting. So those are things that we want to just really consider when we're talking about all these things. Anyway, I really appreciate y'all for joining me tonight. Remember to find me on all the social media platforms there. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Heather's Passion Academy on YouTube and Facebook, and I'm Sheer Mocha on Instagram. If y'all have any questions, let me know. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you, and good night.